MG2 learned that it's just a super strong pick.
Well, they also banned the Rengar away, so there we go. Focusing on the jungle side of it. Maybe trying to throw Joko off. Let's see what Vitality answer with. They've already banned the Varus, a no-brainer on that side.
Yeah, like that early ban. To see where their evaluation of Camille ends up. You would expect it as a third ban on red side right here for Vitality. I need to see if G2, do they want to play against it again? Maybe just ban it out here, maybe ban a Rise. So many options.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff still up and available. See if that Camille comes through, but for right now, it has been 2 junglers. Will it be 3 for G2 eSports? A lot of high pressure, a lot of high early damage.
I mean, they could hit the jungle pool here, a bit much there. The Jace, Nuktuk played it. Cabochard can play it too, but we've seen very little Jace in the top lane. Usually always ends up in the mid lane these days.
It's the last ban for Vitality. If it follows the normal strategy, we would see the Camille removed, but perhaps Vitality wants something like the Rise taken off the board. We'll see. 10 seconds still remaining. Arian talking to the rest of his players and to see what they were thinking about after
I'm also waiting, Pyra. I'm not going to guess at this point.
It's a timer. It's Jin. Oh, okay. They banned 80 carries.
All right. Is Expect going to play this Camille on the top lane? Are they willing to flex it?
Well, when you ban 2 of those 80 carries, the answer is Ashe. So they leave the Camille open.
That Ashe. Lock it in. This is so new. I love it when teams play against just anybody from a different region and they suddenly start understanding like the power of certain picks. And they're just like, okay, maybe like they play it much better than we do. Now I understand why they lock it in all the time. Because so often when you watch different regions and you don't really play in it yourself, you look at the drafts and you're like, oh, we would have won that game super hard if they drafted like this. And then you play against some really annoying Ashe players and you learn that maybe it's worth drafting.
Oh, G2 definitely put a lot of priority on it. In fact, they gave up the Camille and the Graves was locked in for Joko. So with 2 jungle banned away, he grabs that one. Man, Trick is...
I like this.
Pretty thirsty today.
I like this a lot.
There's a Renekton.
I really like the Renekton early pick because you need some sort of counter pressure in that top lane, because when you give Camille over and the strongest kind of dueling jungler that has such a sustained clearing Graves, you want somebody that can hold his own in the top lane.
And they get the Malzahar one more time. So the Ashe Malz, that is a pushy, pokey bottom lane. They have a snowballing Renekton up top against the Camille. That is going to be an action-heavy topside.
I wonder how heavy Vitality is going to punish the junglers in the second ban phase, because that may put a lot of pressure on Trick here. Already 2 banned out from phase 1 from G2, and then 2 more maybe potentially by Vitality into a Graves.
Oh, and there is the Olaf, so that should be a Camille mid then.
Camille mid already blind? This is... Ooh, I'm not even sure. Yes, you like Olaf. Do you have to lock it in here, though? Has G2 done their research to expect, like, would they ban it? Is the question you have to ask yourself. Is G2 Esports really going to ban an Olaf in second ban phase because they're scared of you putting Camille mid and running a full 80 comp? Like, where's the AP going to come from? Vitality, you going to play Ziggs bot, or?
Ah, man, it's lethality. It's all right. I don't know anymore. I mean, they definitely got something up their sleeves, but that seems
it's AP Olaf, Pyra. It's AP Olaf. They're actually banning Ziggs. This is G2 telling them, dude, do you know that you just drafted a full AD comp into like a Renekton who can just stack armors in the late game and still one-shot your AD carry?
Okay. Well, we'll see how this shakes out. Kha'Zix Lee Sin banned away against G2.
2 more junglers. Poor Tricky. I feel so bad for him. Young Buck's shafting him real hard right here. Like, G2 is winning this draft, but now there's so much pressure on Trick. He may have to play like a Hecarim at this point.
Or Rek'Sai or something, maybe? I don't know.
I mean, tanky Rek'Sai. You can go full tank jungler here.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a carry top laner. Why not? It's okay. A few more seconds for G2 to ban their last. It is the Caitlyn they remove.
Yeah, just a good lane matchup into Ashe. Vitality maybe end up playing Sivir here or another Ezreal. Ezreal max range, but then into Malzahar, Ashe, that's going to be rough.
Go AP Ezreal bot. Then they got AP.
Yeah. Pyra, go.
I saw your face there.
Get on stage, Pyra. Take his headset off. Put you in the coach position.
Well, they're playing Ezreal at the very least, so I got that part right.
Hey, you're halfway right there.
Yeah, there we go. I'm on fire today. Okay, so G2, they're still looking to build out. They need a jungler. Trick has not had a whole lot of things left to him here, but the Rise has made it all the way through this pick and ban phase, and it's going to be Perks playing that this time around.
It's going to be Perks.
Oh, I forgot about Nidalee. Broxa played it the other week.
The Nidalee jungle. Throwback here for Trick. He used to be so good in this champion. This guy was a pathing monster. When teams neglect deep vision, Trick would invade your jungle.
He still can. See what happens. The last time Joko tried to get the invade off, instead of pulling off the 3 buff, he ended up doing something different. There's an Orianna.
Oh, it's Camille support.
So, okay. We forgot about the 3rd flex.
The classic. Who was it? Was it Gate that played it? I think it was. This is actually a good solution to the draft. Even if Camille support wouldn't be good at all, it would still be worth it to just buy a side soul on her and just get some sense of magic damage in this draft. Look at the faces of Vitality. Like, yeah, we got you. This 6-man is a complete waste. They didn't see this coming. Okay.
Right. Mind games from Vitality. And in all honesty, gotta give some props to AOD here. They're throwing him on Camille in his 4th game on the LCS stage here.
They're telling him, AOD, you got 2 games of Nami, you got your comfort, you got some Lulu gameplay. It's time for you to play Camille. Like, this can backfire super hard. If they do not have the synergy to play Camille support with Ezreal in the bot lane, and they just play it into a double-ranged poke lane, you can get so far behind that you can never all in.
Oh boy, so clearly they've been studying some footage from over in NA. There was some tricks up the sleeve of Arian right now, and G2 are gonna have to contend with that, but as you said, it's just another hard-to-play composition. Honestly, that looks like it's even weirder and harder to play than the last time around.
Yeah, this is definitely tricky. A lot of cage fighting going on here. Camille just put him in the cage and then send in the Olaf. Reckless swings, blow him up with AoE, that's what you want to do.
Well, Vitality certainly have a game plan. If you think they can execute on it and knock down G2 eSports for game number 2, don't forget to tweet hashtag VIT over at LOL eSports. G2, they're looking to snowball their early game. They've got some power in their pockets, but they, of course, have late game insurance in the form of Rise. If you think G2 are going to cleanly close this one out, you know what to do. Hashtag G2 win. But enough about that. Let's load onto the Rift and see how this cage match unfolds.
Yeah, late game, both these teams have a lot to offer, though. Orianna scales incredibly well later on as well. We need to look at what happens pre-6 in that top lane. I want to see where the jungler starts. If they start in the bottom side of the map to path top to really influence that skirmish-heavy top lane, or if they look to make a little cheese play happen with Camille in the bot lane perhaps. A lot of options here for Joko, but we saw even last game with Full Vision, he failed to capitalize on many of them.
Taking a page out of G2's book, moving their members down towards the bottom side, all but Nuke Duck. So, feinting to see if they can make moves forward. Mithy in the tri-brush. We'll see him. The axe comes in. There's the volley for the disengage. Oh, AOD wants to go in.
Mithy is really happy he's playing Malzahar here, and also really lucky that that axe didn't hit him, because when that axe takes his passive, AOD can follow up with double hookshot, and Mithy has to flash. So scouting tri-brush right there versus this comp is actually really risky.
Oh boy.
I think they figured it out right after, and if you ask him, he probably said, yeah, okay, maybe you shouldn't have scouted that.
We'll see. He didn't have to pay for his mistake that time around. Starting, all things look pretty standard, of course. But seeing that Nidalee again. Only seen Broxah really play it here.
It's actually really good that Joko can start here, because not only can he start bot side and path to top side, he can also force Trick to do the opposite. Which means Joko can end up on top side to gank the Renekton and put pressure on that Olaf matchup, while Trick may not be near. Unless Trick actually goes for early Gromp into top side invade.
Okay, so Joko on the enemy red buff here. Mithy is going to spot him out, stop it from happening.
Oh, that's a great stop. Look at Joko, he's too scared. He just doesn't have the guts to go for that play here. That means Sven's alone in the bottom lane though. But he seems fine.
Late start. Okay, AOD goes in onto Sven.
Yeah, Steelback not that close to falling up. I think if Steelback, if they have better communication, Steelback actually walks up as AOD is going in. AOD exhausts Sven. Sven has to blow summoners, and they lose the lane. So that's the. Those are the windows where you watch a game, you're like, oh, that was nice. But imagine what if, right? If they're on the same page, Sven gets punished super hard right there. Because Mithy only has one Void Lane.
You know, they have to work on those types of things, especially going up against some of the weaker teams in LCS. I mean, this is the training ground. This is the difficult time to train against this top team here in Europe. But let's see if they can pick up a little bit of synergy as the game goes on. We'll check in mid lane.
Yeah,
obviously, should be a little safer. Perkz takes some chunk damage, but he returns it on Nuke Duck.
Really pushing hard. Like every single matchup he plays, he's willing to take trades in the face just to get the push going, because he understands how important pressure is for these junglers, especially pre-level 3. And now the Hawkshot comes out all the way from the bottom lane, and they spot Joko. This is so big. G2 have complete jungle information.
Here comes AOD onto Mithy. This time gets the tack sweep, instant exhaust down, and Steelback is trying to punish, but look at all the damage they're pushing out on him.
Yeah, jumping into Voidlings isn't the greatest of ideas. That's why Exhaust is such a great summoner on Malzahar.
All right, checking in with jungle too, because we had seen Joko set a little far behind. Doesn't seem to have mattered too much, but Trick is now inside of his jungle. There's a Gromp spawning up and available. AOD gets a sweep, gets a bit of heal back, but Trick is looking to go for a dive here. Let's see if he does. Waiting and baiting in this brush. In comes the spear. Oh, it lands onto AOD. Heals himself. They know now.
No, it's risky, but...
One more time.
Oh,
another one lands.
Spears. These guys don't have a mouse.
Steal back. Apparently not. One, that's an auto attack that follows through. That's going to be pressure on the tower for free.
Yeah. Good to see. Just at the classic Italy gameplay. Just group up, jungle a bit, group up with a pushing lane into a melee support, and a non-AoE AD carry. You just group up. Look, half the tower is gone.
Blink of an eye right there. Great presence from Trick. And they keep Steel back and AOD locked up here, forcing them back, and a lot of vision invested for G2 in this bottom side.
Walks around, jumps over the wall again. He's like, I don't need no blast cone.
That time he had a mouse.
Yep, Steelback found his mouse.
Okay, they may be able to get this one. That'd be an early first tower.
Look, where's Joko right now? Like, he was trying to play a bit around topside, but this is the vitality of Yor. And this is because AOD went in earlier as well. He used all his health as a resource for a bad engage, got punished, and G2 just simply goes bot. And I really like the way this was set up, especially with the Hawk shot. Mithy stops the red buff. Joko walks out, and then has to do a very obvious path that gets Hawk shot super easily from Zen. And
he can't even steal away all the Raptors in time. Unfortunate right now. Joko's having a hard time this game. Both top laners looking to hit, well, it's actually Expect looking to hit 6 a lot earlier. We hadn't checked in top, but Kabashard's a whole level down.
Yeah, I mean, he's catching that wave right now, but what's interesting is that Vitality seem to have the plan of starting bot side, pathing to top to influence that matchup again. Really drafting also this Olaf, I guess, counter pick into Renekton or matchup that they want, but they haven't even arrived there. And last game, we saw so much jungle proximity for Kabashard with Joko. Usually teams do not gank Expect. But then if you look at game 1, Expect had 1.4% jungle proximity, which means Trick was maybe there for like a second. And then if you look at Kabashard, he was just there. He had his jungle there all the time, and Expect still survived.
Yeah,
he got the
a whole lot
CS.
done.
Yeah.
I mean, even he was able to trade a little bit, so Expect didn't have too much trouble all the same, and Trick knows that he doesn't need to visit this top side against Vitality, even with Kabashard trying to snowball.
And this time Expect played safe. He let the wave come to his turret. He farmed there. They knew where Joko was on the top side, and Trick actually got a cross-map advantage on the bottom lane in that turret.
For G2, they're going to be able to keep pushing it out. Nice and safe. Joko just has been on the back foot, honestly, since minute 1, and he seems so much less certain of himself than what we saw the last time. He's actually going to run smack dab into Trick. Yeah. Doesn't have his full health bar, but he's got more than enough to deal.
This is the one moment where Vitality could still punish. You saw Steelback, or Nuktak rather, move into the river as well. They want to dive top lane.
Here we go.
Before Renekton gets level 6, and that's why Trick is exactly here, and he's just hovering. He's covering right now. He only needs to arrive 1% of the time if it's the right moment. He is the 1%.
That's all you need, and he lands a spear. That was a big hitbox.
Trick!
Forward. Oh, he was looking for honey fruit, but Trick was looking for a hunt. Spear's going to be dodged this time around. He's reloaded. Joko, he's got his gun at the ready, but Trick is going to have to back off still. Joko.
Got to keep the focus in esports. Can't always look for the honey.
Ooh, I'm going to let that one breathe for half a second as AOD goes in. This tower's going to fall, though. Look at how low he's taken already.
I mean, they're getting poked out. They're in full control. They know the enemy jungler's in the top side.
Massive CS differential, too. And it was just a little investment from Trick that honestly paid off all around. I mean, things are looking great for G2 once again. And you take a look, he is very comfortable on this Nidalee, even though it hasn't been in vogue for a while. Oh, Shockwave. He hops, he skips, he jumps. There's already 2 summoners burned. Nuke Duck is going nowhere. Easy peasy hit, and it's first blood for Trick.
Yeah, now Perks in unison with Trick after Sven and Mithy in unison with Trick. Trick is having a stellar performance in this game on Nidalee. 2 junglers got banned out in phase 1. Then G2 selected their champions in the first tier to really win that draft early on. They let Trick's pool get squeezed even more. He whips out the Nidalee. He gets his bot lane turret low. He finds this gank onto Nuke Duck. You have to ask the question, why is Nuke Duck here when his jungler is in base, his top laner, or his support rather, also in base? Who's going to help him if he ever gets caught?
Yeah, Nuke Duck, he was trying to play the big
bully.
Yeah, seriously, but like when you don't have enough mana for anything but a Shockwave, what can you do? He had no help, no vision around the side, and wow, with an Infernal Drake on the map too, G2, they are looking to sit pretty right now. It's a 2,000 gold advantage, and we're not even 10 minutes in.
Yeah, Expect survived this top lane as well. Minor CS deficit. He only had 1 chance of getting dove right there. We saw Nuke Duck move up, but there was cover from Trick. And this seems like a very clean-cut game from G2. They should be happy with this. It's not necessarily early aggression, but it's early objective focus and really leveraging range and push advantage early on.
Yeah, you saw them not going too deep on this bottom side. Joko now is actually waiting and baiting with AOD in this brush, but no reason for G2 to push too far forward. Trick's not with them, of course, but they've already knocked down that outer tower. They've claimed first brick. Infernal's still on the map for the taking. Perks is going to be moving in here, and you can see the Vitality. They're trying to react, but they don't have as much to do. They only have a little bit of info to work with.
Yeah, but even if they see it, that's the problem right now. They can't react, Fyra. Even if they know this is going on, they have a really hard time face checking. Their support isn't level 6 yet, so Operation Cage Fight can't happen.
Yeah,
Expect
that's the worst feel.
Double deep vision, exit stage left on the blast cone. Full control for G2 eSports.
Yeah, now Trick can get his Dragon on right now. Doesn't even need any help from his duo lane, who just continue to keep pressure on this bottom side. And you can see that CS differential in the AD carries. Sven has had almost no trouble handling Steelback and AOD.
Yeah, Steelback's trying to fight back. He's not even going for tier rush either. He's playing pushed in with a Sheen, looking for a window where they can maybe on level 6 all in. But it's so hard. Look at how low Trick is.
Ah, he's got this heal, he's got the autos, he goes
fine.
in again, yeah.
The point is just that actually, essentially G2 right now is playing the rest of the map 4v5. Trick has the time to do a 20-second Dragon here.
Yeah, no trouble for these guys, and that'll definitely pay off later on the game goes. The Ocean will be spawning up next, still useful early on. And Vitality, it's not the first time they've given up a lot of Dragons.
Well, they definitely got quite a few Dragon Downs. And this is a team that gets like 2-0'd very often. Vitality have 15 or 16 games right now. They've dropped 42 Dragons. That's tied for most in LCS. The next one's Fnatic. But they've played like 21 games. So in 5 or 6 games less, Vitality have given up the most Dragons in the LCS. They really don't care about the Dragons.
I mean, you could see it in the last game too. They gave up so much pressure and it ended up being 4 Dragons the G2 way.
It's because these guys lane for so long. Like when they get pushed in, when they have push advantage, they want to keep doing it over and over, and eventually they find themselves pushed in. They don't base. They keep going for these like 2,000 gold purchases because they really want to hit that one item spike that's going to make the difference in the game. Then it doesn't right now. Defensive wave clear here by Nukeduck. Has to use his offensive tool to just get by.
Yeah, it does seem like Vitality's lost a step. It looked like they were making the big plays, or at least trying to make the big plays as a team. Maybe not always executing correctly in game 1, but this time they've kind of fallen back into the lose the game slowly pattern, and that's not good to see.
Yeah, and last year as well, when Trick was playing this Trackers in Italy, it's just so satisfying to watch. I fell in love with Trick when I watched his gameplay with Italy, and when he would aggressively invade, use the advantageous clear speed, honestly the disgusting clear speed that Italy used to have. And he leveraged that. Here we see AOD, good mechanics.
Okay, goes in, looking for the cage fight with Perks, gets attack sweep on, but he can't get out in time, tried to portal.
Really well played. Perks, no respect flash here at all, no ghost flash blown, because AOD came in swinging with hookshot. He extended the range with the flash here. That's good to see for Vitality, to see that their rookie has the gusto to make that move on stage.
See if they can get something off of it here. They're firing down in the mid turret, but the rest of G2 are looking to respond in kind. There has only been 1 turret this game taken so far. The Ash Arrow lands onto Steelback. In comes AOD. Forces the respect flash from Trick that time. He learned the lesson.
I'm liking AOD on this Camille support.
Oh, they caught him. In goes Trick and takes him down with a big leap in. 2 kills for the Kitty Cat this game.
Yeah, gotta flash before the spear hits you, Pyra. If you can't dodge it, might as well flash the respect flash, because otherwise that's the exact thing that will happen. Mithy falls up this time, and Trick just leaps in to finish off.
There's the volley from Sven. Mithy and Trick autoing away. It was Vitality looking to take the turret. Instead, they're going to lose another one. This time in the mid lane, G2 extending their gold lead.
Dominoes are falling, and Cabochard, he was flexed the Olaf. The whole kind of pièce de résistance from Vitality, the whole bait and switch. It was the Olaf in the top lane. I haven't seen his jungler, has just been farming.
Haven't seen quite so much. He's going to look to contest on Trick here. The Raptors are going to be bailed out. Oh, but there is a lot of G2 members right there. Instant exhausted. Cabo does a 180 to get out of there.
He wants to go in again.
Okay, one more time. Okay. Got the Ragnarok on. That's a lot of damage. Can he get enough? And AOD's there. Mithy is going to get sacrificed. G2 didn't expect so many members to be on top of him.
Ask me once, shame on you. Ask me twice, shame on me. Right there, Mithy, overextending.
And you're on fire today, Crepo. G2, they're looking to fire down this turret number 2. Steelback caught up. A little worried that Perks is going to be able to push him in. That's a lot of damage. Still sitting just on his tier and his catalyst. We started to see them ramp up a little earlier now. Not a lot of core items completed.
No, G2 moving into 1-3-1 formation as well. Just continuously adding the pressure on all 3 lanes at once, really making this map so tiny for Vitality no semblance of deep vision. You just saw the vision talk right there. It's so hard for them to get any information.
Yeah, they're definitely investing in the control wards to try and get things back, but the way G2 are playing, they may not get a chance here. Just stuck on wave clear duty, Joko and AOD. By Vitality, they're just finding out the hard way that G2, they don't let up the pressure once they've got it. Let's take a look at this catch again, though. It looked good for Vitality that time.
And you can disengage here. And, well, maybe here. You can try sidestepping as well, trying to silence this guy when he has axe spam. Yeah, this is just hubris. We have to criticize G2 for it, because it's not the first time. And it's definitely something that comes to bite them. If your mantra is a super clean mid-game and that's what you practice for, these things cannot happen.
Yeah. Not only the first time, it's not the first time in this series we've seen, honestly, Mythy especially kind of stepping a little farther forward than he needs to on a very squishy champion like the Malzahar.
It's also playing Moby Boots, so you go from a high, you have Moby Boots, you have a passive that cancels any damage, you know, 90%, but like pretty much everything. You don't get CC'd, you feel on top of the world. Then you lose your passive, and you go back to Boots 1, and suddenly you're poor.
It's definitely a very polarizing thing. It's risky sometimes to play with those types of boots.
Yep.
Definitely not the new hotness of the Ninja Tabby are.
Nope. That's why they're losing, Pyra.
I don't have. Oh, we figured it out. Okay.
There's no tabbies.
Unlucky.
Even this would have been the game if it wasn't for the Orianna last pick. We would have seen Tabby rush on all 5 of them.
Oh, that would have been beautiful. A couple of black cleavers on the top sides, though. One thing we didn't really hit too much was the potential of the Renekton to really like blow things open and snowball. But Expect honestly just played it out safe enough and didn't worry too much about honestly getting one up over this Olaf.
Yeah, it's actually a super interesting topic because Renekton, as an early pick, has a lot of dominance in lane. So he's super strong. So you can use that for 2 things, right? Either you use that and snowball the top side super hard, you leverage the pick to get a bigger advantage there, or you say this pick is so good in the early game that I can just leave it alone. And I can use all my time somewhere else. And then if you look at Nidalee, combine that with Sven and Mythy, double range, double poke versus a melee support, because that was the beta switch for Vitality. Vitality got countered super hard there. That turret siege was magnificent for Trick.
Yep, but Perkz, he's had some trouble before. Let's see if he can get out the Realm Warp. No, it is canceled away, and AOD takes a sweep to finish him off.
Yeah, nobody steps out of the prison right there. If AOD pops that ulti. It's acceptable if Perkz gets caught, if G2 is set up in the 1v1 to get advantages elsewhere, but they were actually collapsing on the Dragon here, so this is a lapse in communication.
Still didn't use his flash. Perkz was trying to Realm Warp it out, but that got all canceled up. Another kill for AOD, too. That's the funny thing. 2 out of the 3 Vitality have gotten is actually on their support.
Look at me, I'm the carry now, he says, but still the Dragon goes down for G2.
Yeah, that's going to help out, too. It's still pretty early on to the game. We're only 16 minutes in, so G2 have the Infernal they picked up early and an Ocean Drake for a little extra generation. There'll be a Mountain coming next, but let's take a look at that catch. Perkz was stepped up. Thought he had the vision.
Yeah, he could have maybe flashed out, but then AOD would still ulti. At this point, he's just dead. It's actually really bold for Mythy to try and help him there. They just go back out, get the Dragon. But you see, if you kind of squeeze the vision so hard and you do it well, and you perfect the style, even when you make a mistake, the distance the enemy team has to travel to even get to the objective is so big that you'll almost be respawned already. That's why 1-3-1 split push, when done well and executed, is such a suffocating strategy.
Vitality for themselves, they're trying to focus their efforts up in one lane. 4 members up towards the top side. Nuketox Orianna holding the mid. This will be a tower for Vitality.
And that's what you got to do. You got to hit them before they set up the 1-3-1. Before they're actually at your door knocking on your turrets, you just put 4 or 5 members in a single lane. You catch that one guy that's there, and the cross map for G2, which would be mid or top. Hang on.
They're going to go mid, it looks like, and it's Nuketox that's taken down by Trick. Sven Zashero not even required. Meanwhile, Perkz still pushing on the bottom. G2, they're looking to get a lot more for that trade.
Yeah, and that's the reaction of the play we just saw. So Nuketox right now overextending. He had Cleanse, but Cleanse doesn't work against suppressions from Mythy. Really beautiful flash engage.
And they should be able to fire this tower off or at least get close enough. The smoke screen covers the last of it. The minions will be still marching here, but Joko and Steelback have arrived to try and keep it.
And this is nasty right now, because if they can take bot tower, they can rotate mid into top as well. So G2 playing the map 4v5. Nuketox still hasn't respawned.
Big setup for them. Joko blows his collateral damage just to try to push the minion wave back. Perkz and Trick are still able to clean things up.
Yeah.
They can back away for now. A lot of vision still in this river. More in this jungle here, and they're pinging.
They're going for Olaf and then Constellation Prize Herald. Cabochard dueling solo, but Mythy's right here.
Yep, and the Ragnarok has just run out. He's going to get silenced. The Voidling's chasing on him right now, so Cabo's not able to get enough done.
Yeah, these Voidlings are much slower right now the farther away they get from Malzahar. One of the changes to kind of really combat the oppressive Voidling behavior.
Yeah, no speed for those guys. They get slowed down quite a bit. as they move away. Perkz is moved back up. He's going to realm warp and try the fade away. There he goes. And he's right behind. Excuse me.
He's just accelerating the minions, you know, placing them further in the lane.
Seen that a couple of times. Okay, Steelback taking a little low, but he's got friends this time. Joko and Nutuk at his back. Perkz this time knows, holy moly, I got to get out of here.
Yeah, he survives, which because there was 3 members of G2 elsewhere on the map basing, so there was no cross-map potential. So that means Perkz probably has a low chance of actually nailing that aggressive play.
Yeah, still though, no AOD, no kill. So Vitality, they lose another tower. It's still 3-3 on that kills, but it's 4,000 gold differential. And even though Cabo's doing quite a lot of damage this game, we haven't seen too many fights where he's been hugely critical.
Yeah, Expect's been the punching bag. He just absorbs the pressure. He gets hit by Cabo, but he never dies. His turret stayed alive long enough, and it allowed Trick to put massive pressure on the other side of the map. Look at what Joko has done this game. That's due to Trick's really oppressive jungle style, and also Perkz really fighting for the push early on.
Perkz trying to push forward, and it has punished him a couple of times, but for the most part, G2 don't seem too phased by this. Baron's going to become a reality in the next 40 seconds, and you can already see the G2 vision this top side of the map.
Yeah, map configuration switches on its head. We see Renekton go to the bottom lane with the teleport. No Ghost on Olaf, so much easier for Expect to approach that lane. Steelback still showing in the bottom lane. So much freedom right now for G2. They're expecting to pick up that turret on top lane for free.
Vitality still trying to fight. You can see them sending a lot of members down towards this bottom to try to get a catch. Gank the teleport seems to be the name of the game.
Yeah, good lesson to see if Expect has learned.
Looks like it.
Yeah. Oh, this is good movement here from G2, respecting the bot lane. So it's a decent trade for Vitality as well, because they trade a full HP turret for the quarter that was left on the top lane. Perkz actually accelerating here with the minions.
Just giving them the express
I'm not joking,
taxi.
it's actually good.
That's legit. And he's going to be bringing Trick as well up.
Can they hold mid though? That's the question. They don't have really good AoE wave clear, so Expect may need to dive into that wave.
See if Vitality can get themselves another outer here. The volley, it only clips a couple of minions, so they get one. It's just a lot of towers traded. All of a sudden, the map just starts getting way more open. G2 now have 5 to the 3 of Vitality.
Could be a good move here from Vitality, honestly. They get 2 good turrets, and they get the collapse here. Perkz, can he make it out?
Okay, took the blast cone, but he's still behind a tower. Uh-oh, there's 2 shots he's taking. Has to flash. AOD flashing forward. Exhaust is on. Into the cage you go. Perkz knows he ain't going nowhere. Joko tags in. Steelback cleans the kill.
But they use a teleport for that, for a single kill. Obviously, they're fighting against the gold advantage here on the side of G2. Now is the time we get to see how clean G2's mid game is. Because they didn't lose too much. They had an equal turret trade. They have a massive long lane on both side lanes, which means it's very easy for you to get deep pressure. And they have teleport advantage.
Okay, Perkz. We'll see this one more time. And yeah, you can see what the rest of G2 are doing while they're realizing he's not going anywhere, but they can still get themselves in a good position. 1 kill given over. Vitality Steelback picking that one up.
Yeah. Oh, they actually don't send Renekton to the bottom lane. You're doing the HK thing where you're just brute force with your top laner. It's quite interesting.
Criticized from yesterday too, if I recall correctly.
Yeah. It's probably because they feel they need frontline to invade for vision, but it's really peculiar that you would not use your teleport advantage here.
They definitely have a big timing window. Mountain Dragon is going to spawn in the next 15 seconds. Vitality actually have control of that river with vision, but it actually is quite light down there in general.
Then maybe it makes sense if they really have Dragon as the objective, so that they're fine with trading TP advantage for another Dragon instead of using it to punish a Baron. That is a suitable explanation, and it's acceptable. It's a slower pace of the game, but if you're fine playing it slow, it's only 22 minutes in the game. Their 4-man Baron start is pretty rough, so in that sense, sending your Renekton to topside with teleport is acceptable.
Joko, he's moved into the jungle of G2, but he realizes maybe it's not the best idea. Expect finds him out. Trick once again doing the same old trick on top of the Dragon. This time it's a mountain. He'll be able to take this one out cleanly in solo. Perkz is back on the bottom side. It's business as usual.
Business as usual. They should swap right now, though. They should just push in base and send Renekton to the bottom lane, because the next objective undoubtedly has to be Baron Nashor for G2 eSports. There's too much wave clear on the side of Vitality, and they're so susceptible to flanks and engages, especially from this Camille, that they can't go for siege.
Expect is sitting in this brush. They don't see him, actually. So they've actually moved away from it. They had 3 sitting there. Oh, Dominus is on. Steelback finds it. Okay, has to flash, has to arcane shift. He's followed
Expect.
by Expect. He goes in deep now, but the rest of Vitality are able to respond. And then Alligator might get turned into a pair of boots, but no. Trick sends a spear flying into the face of Steelback. And now the fight is on. AOD left for dead. A double kill. 5-0. Trick has every kill this game for G2.
Every single kill on Trick. Great job there by Expect. The patience going in at the right engage.
Everyone!
The boldness to chase that up. Every single kill. Trick really wants that MVP.
Yeah, and there's the Baron time right now. Okay, so they've got 3 members down. Everyone's healthy on G2. They've got a Mountain Drake to help get this damage. Trick is rocking and rolling on this Nidalee.
Yeah.
Mythy's gonna block. Okay, Vitality, what can you do? Shockwave pulling in Perks. Trick coming around the side, doesn't turn for Cabo Shard, who takes down but Perks in the mid lane. It's gonna be Nuke Duck next. Expect gets the kill this time around. Cabo's gonna fall to Sven, and they're right back on the Baron.
Yeah, G2 as a team did a great job of not bunching up. The only play there was either flash Shockwave or put the ball on Cabo Shard and have him be the ball delivery system. Neither happened, which means it's a 1-for-2. Oh, steal.
Oh, he gets Expect on the back, but they still get Baron on 3. Best you could hope for in that situation.
It's actually good to always take the damage because it's as well to deals less and less damage the more targets it goes through. So if you stand in the back and you want to preempt any Ezreal shenanigans, getting hit is actually a good thing. Also, no panic smite from Trick, so it's acceptable.
Worthwhile sacrifices, but man, is Trick really popping off this game. He has been involved in every single one of those kills. Big triple kill play up top, and it all started with Steelback being baited out. Expect really committing for it.
Yeah, Expect the patience there, the team play. Let's see how early is G2 reacting as a team right here. Expect is going in now. G2's moving over. They probably told him, yeah, you can go. We're hunting right now. That's why he flashes, because he's also flashing away from AOD. He's just buying time. So this is very well played by Expect. Facilitating the follow-up. Mithy and Perks come in right there, and then later on the Baron, very well executed.
Yep. Locked in place, but of course Steelback, that sounded like one of those old Nidalee spears, the ones that just did a million tons of damage. Joko with the collateral, tried to push him back, it just wasn't enough, and you can see the damage that they have right now. And of course, you know the rest of the story. We're 25 minutes into this game, but it's an 8,000 gold advantage. There's 3 big dragons on the side of G2. There's a Baron buff, and AOD's going in. There's Dominus popped. True Shot Barrage tanked. Redemption is up
from
here.
The bottom of your screen.
There's the Ash Arrow. Cabo in the backside looking for Expect right now. No, he turns for Sven. Let's see if he gets the damage. Ball is not going to be placed in the right spot as Mythy takes down Cabo Shard. AOD can't get out of his own cage. Trick with a godlike kill. They sacrifice the Crocodile, but they get themselves 3, and they are looking for more. Steelback locked up. A double kill for the Nidalee. Looking for the ace. The Voidlings. It's Perks. He gets it.
Big ace right there for G2, and now they can push on, take that tier 2 in the mid lane, open up the inhibitor. I do enjoy seeing teams just fight back, go for the teleport play, try and catch them off guard, because if Sven drops a little quicker, maybe you stall it out. I like it from Vitality. It's much better than what they did a few weeks ago, where they would sit in base, wait for the inevitable to happen. Everybody preserved their KDA, but nobody was actually playing to win.
Hey man, you can't play Fantasy LCS when you're on the actual LCS stage. G2 eSports, though, are giving Vitality a real harsh lesson here. But I like that they're playing with gusto.
Yeah, definitely. But the early setup was just so good from G2. We have to go back to it. The fact that a guy who's hit with 4 jungle bans into what is accepted to be an S-tier jungler right now has such a large impact on the map is just super impressive. And a good mechanical engage here from AOD again. He barely doesn't get Sven. They turn, and then look at the Olaf coming in. Like, if they can sync the engage right here and get Sven up, blow it up immediately, Nuke Duck's a little closer. That shockwave was almost a 3-man shockwave.
Yeah, just outside the range. I thought I missed it for just a second, but nobody took any damage. And that was cleanup duty from G2 off the back of it. It just seems to be the same story. Vitality, they have these great plans now. They're just not able to execute. And against G2, I mean, that's a tall order.
Yeah, they need to put the dots on the eye, but what's worrisome rather for G2 is that there are teams out there that will nail that engage, even from this far behind. And they need to constantly play with more respect for their opponents, be cognizant of teleport flanks, deep wards lingering in their jungle, and always playing around teleport.
Well, Vitality, this game is not over for them just yet, but things are still looking very, very grim. Nice attempt to make the play, but they're the ones who got cleaned up.
Oh, look at the Magi's. Trick is popping off, man.
Oh, man. How many stacks on that Soul Stealer?
14.
Ooh, baby. Yeah, and he even built a Redemption, too.
Oh,
good guy, Trick.
Double Redemption, man. That Trick is... Like, Nidalee right now, it's a utility champion, right?
Yeah.
Athene's buffing heals as well.
I mean, he still hurts. Can't get nailed by those
I mean,
spears.
he has so many items. This guy has 8 kills, but he's not building purely for damage.
Yeah. control. Oh, Mithy flashing in. They on to Nutuck and a big Ash arrow, but he cleanses right out of that one. AOD tried to go in, but taking too much damage, blowing him away. It's AOD in the cage, locking up Trick for just a second, but they turn right around. It's only Mithy dead, and now the Shockwave pulls in too. Expect might have stepped too far forward. A double kill for Cabo, a triple kill for Cabo, and he pushes back Expect and the rest of G2.
Yeah, Papa Youngbuck not too happy right there. Very well organized fight here from Vitality. Beauty in the kiting, re-engage from AOD just to proc a 3-man Colossus shield to buy more time. The Shockwave denying the Realm Warp, really punishing how overzealous G2 was, because Mithy went in while his team was walking backwards.
A little bit of a misfire there on the G2 side. Vitality, they clean up 3 kills. Cabochard gets to do what he loves to do, but all the same, they still lose a turret, they still lose a dragon.
Yeah, they still lose everything because an Olaf spiking with 3 kills in the late game isn't going to make the difference. But look at just, let's follow Mithy and the rest of his team here. He flashes in, nobody's really aware of this. Arrow follows, Nutuck with the cleanse on the arrow after the suppression. And then AOD, look at it, he just pushes people back with the ulti and he has the Colossus shield. And then Nutuck, because he survived, because he wasn't popped, he is the one that turns around that fight. So it's very important that when suppression commits on a cleanse target, he dies in the suppression, because you get baited in so easily of follow-up CC and you think Nutuck's dead, but then you forget about the cleanse, and that's what happened there to G2.
Yep. Got a little hyphy, tried to push it in, still got the tower, but lost a few members in return for it all. Vitality showing that they still have some fight in them. They keep their inhibitor alive down in the bottom side, but they are still hurting. No inhibit mid. No outer towers to speak of in this game. G2, they're looking for a place and time to close the gap, or close the trap, I should say.
And they can get a Realm Orb into the base. They can walk in. They can 1-3-1, 4-1. It's all possible right now. Just need to keep an eye on AOD.
Yep. Trick. He's built utility for a bit, but he still has a lot of damage.
Especially in the early game. A lot of these spears connecting. So important. This is the difference between a really bad Italy and a great Italy is the accuracy of those spears. It's really hard, rather, to land that skill shot consistently.
Trick is definitely showing why he is one of the best junglers in EU with that pinpoint accuracy. And now up in the top side, Expect is getting his split push on. It's really a 1-3-1 with AOD trying to go in, gets the tack sweep, but the cage was there. The Shockwave does not connect, and meanwhile up in the top, they are still pushing with Expect. Trick picking off AOD. The rest of Vitality now scattered to the winds as this inhibitor is not going to last very long. 30 minutes on the clock, and time is running out for Vitality.
Yeah, final nail in the coffin right there. Proactivity, but just not enough synergy. Now Perks going in.
Finding Nukeduck. Perks has the shield. Nukeduck still able to get out alive. He's limping away though. No mana, almost no health bar. Collateral damage isn't even touching these G2 members. G2 are looking to end this one.
Yeah, QSS gets popped, but to no avail right there. First Nexus turret really under siege, and the minions conga lining in there. Even without a Baron Nashor, this may be the closing moment.
They got redemption. They got some heals. G2 not pushing themselves too far forward until they have the minion wave available. 3 seconds still on AOD. He'll be back up, but everyone from G2 is healthy. This could be bloody.
Yeah, having him spawning. Final one goes down. The only way G2 even lose this game is if they die right here, 5-man, because Baron's up. So they need to exhibit patience.
Recognizing it.
Respect. Because there's also deep wards lingering in the jungle, allowing for one of those Cabochard teleports, and that's maybe what Vital is looking for.
There we go. 4-man blast gun. Oh no, Perks doesn't make it over in time. He's gonna have to walk the slow way, but he realm warps instead. And now
everybody hits up the club, but the taxi is full.
It's a rough Baron.
For Perks.
Yeah, he still got back with the team, but Baron's gonna regen. Vitality moved in mass to try and stop that from happening.
Now they just need to wait.
Isolated.
They just need to wait for the minions to push in, or just what they top. Ring around the rosy. Just go top lane. Threaten to end the game. Force Vitality to base, and then when they base, you return back to Baron. That's the power of vision denial.
This is a tough moment for Vitality. Big waves pushing on 2 lanes. No inhibitors. They're going to be losing Nexus Tower soon enough, but now is the time. G2, they may have started a little early. No,
they're just wasting their time. They're starting to stall. And now Expect is actually going for the teleport backdoor finish. Let's see if it works.
Oh, there's the Croc. He's in the base right now. Gets a turret, looking for another one. Vitality realize, oh no, we've been had. There's the last one. Expect is trying to finish it off in style. While the rest of G2 takes the Baron. They're hedging their bets. He's backing away. Vitality got nothing.
Yeah. Sassy moves. I really like the map play here. Joko got picked off as well. I'm loving the move, man. Bait him to Nashor, walk top lane. They walk back, go in.
Wait a minute, Vitality.
Wait, what?
They got the Baron. How'd that happen?
I'm not loving these macro moves there, Joko.
Change it to. Let's see if they can close it anyways. They're right on top of the fountain with the super minion. It's only the Nexus remaining, but Vitality, they got the Baron. The Shockwave pulls in Trick. AOD puts him in the cage, but meanwhile, Expect is able to take down Nuke Duck. No, it was Mithy that got the kill. They got Redemption. They get even more. The rest of Vitality, they might have Baron, but they ain't got nada left. 33 minutes. G2 finish the series.
Yeah, that totally slipped my mind right there. It took 2 production members to whisper in my ears. It's actually Vitality who got the Baron.
That was a weird ending.
In the end, trading your life in that scenario, it might not even be worth it because G2 just walked up and finished.
Classic bait and switch. G2 give up the Baron, they take the base.
I still like the play though, especially the little move when they went above Baron into the top lane to force Vitality to decide, and then they yielded, and then they sent the teleport into the base. Vitality were scrambling.
Definitely. Unfortunately for them, they didn't have their sweet kicks on to try and run it out as fast as possible. Vitality take another 2-0 loss, but they definitely showed that they can make some proactive plays. It's the kind of thing we were looking for them to do. And in the next couple weeks, it'll be very invaluable.
There is progression. Expect almost tripped over a cable as he's going for the high fives right now. Trick ended the game on 25 Magi stacks. 10-0-9. I'm officially putting my vote for MVP. He gets it.
I think he's got mine as well. Trick definitely coming up huge. Not just that game, that series. Something to be said when a man gets banned out pretty much, and he still manages to come up big on a champion that most don't consider to be very meta. What a hell of a player.
Yeah, I really just like to see old gameplay elements like that Middle East Siege just return to League. Just jungle grouping with bot lane to take the turret and then just go for map play. It's something we haven't really seen that often recently. And it's something you can do, especially when you have that range advantage on the support matchup. And that is something G2 did very, very well this game.
Yeah. On Vitality's side, though, it was really nice to see them do the bait and switch in the pick and ban phase. And AOD, I mean, he showed he had the killer instinct in that game. And I think there's definitely some hope for this team yet. We'll see, though. But for more on G2's 2-0 victory over Vitality, we're going to send it over